Well, hello again. Mrs. Hewitt here. I'm going to read our second book in our text set. We are doing a series study and also an author study. Just at a glance, we can see the similarities with these four books already. You can almost see by the illustration, by the text, and the covers that these were definitely written by the same two people. So, today I am going to read A Butterfly is Patient. Now, you've already heard me read An Egg is Quiet. So while I'm reading, I would like you to think about how these two books are similar, whether it be the way the authors present the information with a one big word, a butterfly is, and gives you very beautiful examples, or if it's through the illustrations. So let's go ahead. A butterfly is patient. And again, these authors use labels. This is a monarch butterfly. This is a Malay lacewing, and a great purple hair streak. I know every time I read these books, I learn something different. So here we have again, just like in our egg book. Do you remember when we looked at that closely and we could tell it was some kind of eggshell? What does this look like to you? I'm going to give you a second to think about it. I think it looks like a butterfly wing up close, but I don't really know. So here, like our egg book, it's showing you all the different types of caterpillars. And if we know anything about caterpillars, we know they turn into butterflies or moths. A butterfly is patient. By Diana Hutz, Aston, and Sylvia Long. A butterfly is patient. It begins as an egg beneath an umbrella of leaves, protected from rain, hidden from creatures that might harm it, until the caterpillar inside chews free from its egg case, tiny, wingless, hungry to grow. A butterfly is creative. A caterpillar feeds on leaves, eating as much as it must molt or shed its skin many times. It can grow up to 30,000 times larger than it was when it took its first bite. Once a caterpillar has eaten all that it needs, it creates a protective covering called a chrysalis. Curled inside the chrysalis, it is growing wings. Now it is time for metamorphosis, changing from one form to another. And I just want to take a minute here to point out how we see the word chrysalis and metamorphosis. And this author has used different print. In this case, it's italicized to show you important words. And another thing I want to show you is that the author uses context clues. So within the writing around the italicized word, the definition of the italicized words is actually in the surrounding sentences. So let's take a look again. If we see the word chrysalis, it creates a protective covering called a chrysalis. So we know chrysalis is a protective covering. Here, Now it is time for metamorphosis. And when a big or scientific word or a vocabulary word is followed by a comma, has the word changing. So metamorphosis means changing from one form to another. So that's just a little tip how to unlock those context clues when you come to big words, especially in nonfiction text, that you may not know what they mean. So here we have, this is actually a life cycle, it's a diagram, it's also kind of a timeline, and this is a nice example of how two different text features can sometimes be combined into one. So we could call this a timeline and a diagram. So that's pretty cool. A butterfly is helpful. That is a beautiful picture. And now we're going to find out how a butterfly is helpful by reading the smaller print under the larger print. Even though the author is using words like helpful and patient and creative, they could kind of be considered headings in some kind of way because they're describing those features. Let's find out how a butterfly is helpful. Butterflies, like bees, help pollinate plants so they can produce or make seeds. As a butterfly flits from flower to flower, sipping nectar, tiny grains of pollen cling to its body, then fall away onto the flowers. Seeds are only produced when pollen is transferred between flowers of the same species. This is called pollination. And again, pollen is transferred between flowers of the same species. It tells you that is called pollination. A beautiful picture. A butterfly is protective. Let's find out how. Butterflies use their wings to protect themselves from predators such as hungry birds, lizards, and other insects. Some butterflies have markings on their wings called eye spots. Scientists don't know what they are used for. Perhaps to scare away predators or mates. Those would be the eye spots. Wings can help butterflies camouflage. There it is, comma, or hide themselves in the environment. One kind of butterfly, the peacock butterfly, makes a hissing sound by rubbing its wings together when it is alarmed. Can you find the butterfly on this page? The one that's camouflaged? If you look very closely, right there. But it almost looks exactly like one of those leaves on the tree. And that is the orange oak leaf. I wonder how many orange oak leaves you've actually seen and didn't even know because it was so camouflaged. A butterfly is poisonous. A warning colors of some butterflies' wings, yellow, red, orange, white, and black, all tell predators that they are poisonous or bad tasting. Monarchs and pipevine swallowtails eat poisonous plants as caterpillars so that they become poisonous as adults. Birds and other insects have learned not to eat them. Wow. So they eat poisonous things so they can become poisonous. That's pretty interesting. A butterfly is spectacular. And I think that is a great word to describe. Look how spectacular all those butterflies are. Their shapes, their colors, their different types of wings. They really are beautiful, but they're really also spectacular. A butterfly is thirsty. To find flowers, butterflies smell the air with their antennae. They taste their feet, but sip. They taste with their feet, but sip nectar. The sweet liquid produces many flowers with a proboscis, a tongue that coils and uncoils. So there it is. And it would look like a spear. And instead it kind of comes out and slurps all that sweet nectar inside of the flowers. Some butterflies get their nourishment from rotting fruit, blue morphol, or minerals. Often the kaleidoscope of butterflies gather as a puddle club in the mud near a pond or a lake to drink the rich salt minerals. Hmm. A butterfly is big. Holy moly, could you imagine seeing one that big? The rare Queen Alexandria's birdwing is the largest butterfly in the world with wings that can span up to 1 foot. It lives in the rainforest of northern Papua New Guinea. Or tiny. Oh, there it is right there. The smallest is the rarely seen Asian small blue found in Afghanistan with a wingspan of less than 1/3 of an inch, 8 millimeters, about the length of a grain of rice. That is so small. And I love how they include the maps to show you where in the world these different butterflies are found. So that is Papua New Guinea over there. That's the big butterfly found. And this is Afghanistan, where that teeny tiny butterfly is found right there. A butterfly is scaly. I said that as a question, but it's not. I should have read it as a butterfly is scaly. You hear how the inflection in my voice changed? I made it sound like a sentence instead of a question. A rainbow of shiny, powdery scales cover the wings of a butterfly. Scales stacked like shingles on a roof. Without scales, its wings would be as transparent as the wings of a bee or dragonfly. The color patterns and shapes of butterfly wings have a purpose. Some use their patterns of colors to attract mates. In places where the climate is cool, dark scales absorb heat from the sun, warming the butterfly's flight muscles. Butterflies are cold blooded and must have a body temperature of 86 degrees. A butterfly is not a moth. And I'm sure they're going to tell us why on this page. Butterflies and moths belong to the same family as insects in the Lip- Lepidoptera, which means scale wings. They are the only insects with scaly wings, but there are differences between them. Moths appeared on Earth between 100 and 190 million years ago. Butterflies 40 million years ago during the Cretaceous period, when flowering plants and the nectar most butterflies need to survive evolved. Nearly every kind of butterfly flies during the day, while most moths fly at night. The moth spins a cocoon made of silk, while a butterfly wraps itself in a chrysalis or exoskeleton made from its skin. That's pretty neat. A butterfly is a traveler. Most butterflies, such as the red admiral or the common buckeye, migrate a short distance to find warmer places, but some, like the monarch, travel far. Although monarchs only weigh as much as a few rose petals, they can fly almost 3,000 miles from Canada to their winter home in Mexico at a rate of 20 miles per hour. Glider pilots have reported seeing monarchs flying at an altitude of 11,000 feet. That is higher than some clouds. Can you think of another animal that migrates? Birds also migrate. But what do you think one of a bird's favorite snacks might be? Could be a butterfly. A butterfly is magical. And this is my favorite page of the book. Monarchs gather in numbers in the forests of central Mexico, waiting for spring. Then they fly north to the milkweed plants in North America, where they lay their eggs. Now it is time again for their metamorphosis. I'm going to show you that page again. I think it's beautiful. I think it's magical. A butterfly is patient. The egg hatches, the caterpillar emerges, feasts on leaves before it wraps itself into its warm, protective chrysalis, patiently waiting. To soar. That's beautiful. Oh, and just like our beautiful birds, I bet this is all the different caterpillars we saw in the beginning of the book. Look at all those beautiful butterflies. Which one is your favorite? Well, I hope you enjoyed this book. I hope you're thinking about why the author uses the word patient and some of the other beautiful words to describe this book. I hope you enjoyed it. Stay tuned. We have 2 more books to read, and we'll see you soon.